We didn't start this fight. We just wanted to be heard. But silence isn't justice. So now we will unbury our words. We are the voices you pushed aside. We are the tears you justify. Family caught fraud, warriors rise. With every story you try to hide. We held on to every moment, every memory, every name. And now we're done pretending this is anything but insane. You thought no one would ever see. Now we are everything you never expected us to be. We are the voices you pushed aside. We are the tears you justify. Family caught fraud, warriors rise. With every story you try.
Hey, everybody. Dave Weigel, Family Court Fraud Warrior Project. It's today, 31st of July. And what we got? Jersey Strong here. I saw that my team made up the name. I love it. Love the fact that I grew up in New Jersey. A better place in the world to train a human being, I believe. Recently I had my CFP letters removed after being one of the most proud things I've ever done. One of the things I've been most proud of. My family really prized athletics and not schooling early on, and so I was an average B student or whatever, but I was just so interested in what I was doing in the financial planning world. I loved it so much. I woke up 4:30 in the morning and studied from 4:30 to 7:30 in the morning because I had a child and I had one on the way. 2010 to 2011. And, this exam has a higher fail rate than the Bar Association, than the bar exam. Factual statement, higher fail rate than the bar exam. And but what it really did was break this line between you're just a salesman, in this financial world. Just somebody who moves money around on a screen. God forbid you do well, for yourself. You've somehow stolen from the system or whatever. So the CFP represented who I was, My very, very first job on Wall Street. It was like the Wolf of Wall Street, like literally. And I just looked around. And I said, this is not why I went to school. I was like, these people, they're not my people. I grew up in a town in Bergenfield, New Jersey, where you did the right thing and you didn't get a gold star for doing it, right? That was the norm. That was the baseline. So if you did something outside the baseline of being a jerk off, you got your ass beaten for it. And thank God for it. We need more bully environments like Bergenfield, New Jersey in the mid 80s and early 90s. So I just had my my letters removed because I violated a rule with the CFP board that said that I have to respect all professionals, all professionals. To which you'll see, we caught the head investigator, Andrew Friedman, calling on the fly, trying to set up a hidden meeting that would not be, recorded or made transparent in any way, to highlight a certain fact that their investigation had gotten into the world that didn't belong to this world, right? To the advocacy world, and he was acting, in my opinion, and I think the facts would show that, in the interest of the bar association, and using his position of power falsely to try and hurt my career, to try and hurt the credibility of this. And you could sit there and right before we launched this podcast, I launched the newest campaign. What kicked off the whole Warrior Project was this 3 to 5 minute video campaign. It was this turn your phone around. I knew it. I knew what I saw. It was happening everywhere. And I just knew it. I said, everybody has got this thing in their pocket, this phone, right? Everyone can be a frontline reporter on the front lines of this war, whatever you want to call it. And that started to change the world. It really, really did start to change the world. I mean, obviously, you can see how many of these testimonials exist, how many people have stepped forward in this movement, and now this mission has now changed. This has now changed because now what we've realized over all this time, and what we're going to talk about with our special guest Kevork, who I'm going to bring on in a second, is how this translates to torture. Now, immediately when you think of torture, and if we wanted to pull the heartstrings of the world, we would say on this whole removing children from mothers, which is beyond words. But removing children from fathers is just as evil and hurts just as bad. And it takes a real man to show yourself in this vulnerable state. And this is the thing that I've really, really respected about this man since day one. Kevork, call him in the middle of the night, he will be there for this movement. He has shown up more than anyone as a physical court watcher. He was there in Ulster County with 1 day notice. He's been there at Bergen County numerous times. He did something extremely poignant. He took the time that he would have been taking his kids to school that the system robbed from him to protest. He owns a Sneaker Palace in New Jersey, and he's on a very big road, Route 17, and he would just protest outside on that highway, holding up different signs. But now I will actually say a bit hyper-focused on just Bergen County and the personnel there. We've been trying to explain to him that he's been part of a much, 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 much bigger scheme that goes beyond the personal aspect of it. They didn't choose Kevork, although, like everybody, in this fight. They feel like they've been personally selected for this torture, and it's as personal as it gets. I mean, taking your kids, you know, to them in the system, they're just a number. But I'd like to say that I'm proud to be bringing on a real man in 2026, a man who can show himself as a father, who's vulnerable, who has cried on camera, who has cried out for the public to say, please see this, please see what's going on, please help me stop this. And we're going to stand behind him as we always have. We're going to bring him on right now. This is Kevork, and I can't even begin to pronounce your last name, brother. Kevork. Oh shit! Now you got to turn on your camera, dude. There we go. Holy, where the hell are you? Look at you. You look like what's that show with the construction guy? What the hell's the name? No, I'm getting nothing out of you. Kentucky. You don't know the friggin' show that is about. Come on, he had the guy that never had his head that posted over the post. He's a comedian. Anyway, Kevork, man, how you doing there, brother? Down the Jersey Shore. You're on mute, brother. Get off mute, please.
Tool time.
Tool time.
That was the name of the show.
With Dan. Dan, what's another? You guys can all hear me, right? But you cannot hear Kevork. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Kevork, I'm going to mute you and unmute you. Keep talking, man. Just keep talking. Home improvement. Exactly. Home improvement.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, Kevork, you're muted, buddy. Turn your volume all the way up on your phone, right on the side of your phone. Where the hell's our tech guys when we need them? There we go. I think I heard something. Amy, you have any clue over here?
Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me?
I am now. Yes. We're getting
All right,
there.
perfect. There we go.
Yeah, let's try and do something where we can actually see your face.
I gotta change the camera around. I'm trying to figure out how to change the camera around.
Nah, don't worry. Amy will fix it eventually. And this is not her forte, people. She's doing this at the kindness of her heart on a Friday. But we will eventually get this squared away. Yeah, you got to turn your camera back on there, buddy. By the way, everybody, Kevork, if there was a ratio to the amount of business success one can have per unit leader of technology know-how, Kevork is like beyond Elon Musk. No, this man is a highly successful businessman. He's owner of the Sneaker Palace, has 900,000 followers on Instagram. Is a marketing genius. Comes from a very successful family of business owners, and because of it has gone through the ringer. And if anyone has ever seen any of his, Kevork, your camera's still off.
Hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Are you guys able
Amy,
to
if you
hear
can,
me?
yes,
Yeah,
yes. Can you hear us?
fine.
Can you hear us? Don't do anything, brother.
Good.
Just
Yes,
stay with what
yes,
you
yeah.
got
I was
there.
able to hear you guys the whole time.
There you
I
go. Okay.
wasn't doing anything.
Amy,
I was
please
just making sure on
move.
my screen it doesn't show muted. But yeah, what a beautiful introduction. I was trying to speak before, but
Yeah. But listen, man,
it is,
I mean, mad
you
respect.
said
Oh,
I look
Amy's
like
got a
somebody.
great.
How do you like it?
It
These are
was
the
tool
meta
time.
glasses.
No, we were trying, and it's not tool time. You don't look like tool time. I just like the
The
I don't know.
look of
You
it.
just you
It's
look
okay.
like you were
Something
just
different.
like you have a shed somewhere that you're about to get to, and do some work or something.
Oh man, been working all day, but
Keep keeping keeping busy.
trying to enjoy the summer. My time is limited with my kids, so basically you can't really keep busy. You gotta just do as much as you can in the matter of those 7 weeks that they're giving you out of them 52 weeks, just to make sure we catch up some time. You know what I mean? Look, there she is, beautiful. My daughter just came outside, but it's just unbelievable. In about 10 days, they ain't about to see us for another 120 days because of some corruption bullshit. But you
Yeah.
came in nice. I heard the audio from that day and everything else. They know what it is. They know we know everything. We know they know, and they know we know. But who's gonna start doing the right thing is the real question. But
Yeah.
the pain is
This
unbelievable. I can't even explain it. I can't even fucking work normal. Let's put it real. Like, don't mind the language, but it just in the back
yeah.
of my mind, I'm like to my girl, we gotta move. We have to move. Like, I don't know how I'm not gonna see these kids anymore. Like, that's the only
So
thing. You heard it.
backup story for everyone. So Kevork has a very successful business here on the East Coast, his Sneaker Palace. And he was now willing, after years of losing in the courts through massive corruption where the clerk overheard the corruption happening and went to his store to tell him about it.
The
And
whole
we
thing.
have the
The whole
evidence
thing
of
on
that.
video. 18
And
minutes and 29 seconds, baby.
what I've been
That
trying to
shit is
tell the world and everybody who's been trying to fight this through the existing system, and we understand why, and the reason why the Warrior Project has to exist and why this method has to exist. And it's so difficult because it's a private matter. I mean, these are family matters. There are children involved. The very easy thing to do would be assume that these people that are coming forward for themselves, and like some kind of like, well, half the advocate leaders out there are, but that's more of a social media thing. But the thing is that these are real felonies that are occurring. It's very, very, very difficult to actually come forward. And now we know the level of retaliation that is coming at whistleblowers. So it's never been more important to really, really give homage to guys like Kevork that have been out there on the front lines and not stepping back from it. Kevork was ready to shut down all of his stores on the East Coast and go and move to California and go and move from the go to the worst state on the planet. How bad is California? You did a business assessment, Kevork, did you not? A business assessment
for sure.
between New Jersey and California, like,
For
like like
sure.
to run your same business over there in that retarded freaking state. That, like, if it wasn't sunny, I don't believe anyone with a brain would ever live.
Yeah, no. I'm just are you able to hear me, Dave?
Yeah, I was asking you did a business assessment. How much more expensive was it
Oh
going to
my
be
God.
to move your
I
business?
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane amount. So basically the rent that we have right now in the warehouse About 3,500 square feet is about $4 grand. That alone is jumping up to about 8,500 plus triple net in the 10-mile radius to where she is living or whatever. Then we got the houses. It's absolutely disgusting. You're talking about like a 1,400 square feet house going for like 1.2, $1.3 million. That's not enough for I'm a family of seven. You know what I mean? Like, well, they're not gonna sleep on top of each other for the
First
rest
of
of
all,
their
first,
life as
first of
they're
all,
getting
selling a
older.
house in northern New Jersey is a very valuable home, right? In the
Yeah,
world, it's probably the top 3 or 4%.
correct.
And then yet, but you're a family of seven, you knucklehead.
Yeah, I got 5 kids, two that got sold off, three that are with me beautifully. And yeah, I don't know, they're just wild. The best interest of children, some bullshit. The family court it's not even real court. It's just gathering of fraudsters in one place that somebody gave them some type of like power because they were in the black robes. One clown and another clown, you know what I mean?
No, no,
They're
no.
just like,
It's what we're going to repeat over and over and over again. It is the nuclear combination of
give me 1 sec.
judicial discretion, nuclear weaponized by the largest regulatory fraud of all times, by being in a town without a police force. You give, besides giving this human being a robe, a black robe, and making everyone stand up when they walk in a room, calling them Your Honor, right? Now, what happens when you give that level of power to an underachiever who feels that disconnection from the beginning, right? It's going to produce something perverted, right? There's a mismatch right there. So they pick these family court judges very, very, very specifically. Very specifically. This is a multi billion dollar industry that feeds a lot of hands. A lot of hands. And I was just putting up in our new campaign right now, we are now calling out to the world to please show us your torture. And I wanted to have you on to kick off this campaign because I think you're the most unique guy to do that. You're the one who cried on camera before anyone asked. You're a man, you're a dad, you got, 3 other kids, right? You're supposed to, you're a workaholic, right? You're supposed to be the one, you didn't carry these kids in your belly,
no.
and you and I, one thing that we share, we know is real men, real dads out there, the love that you have for your kid, you know what I mean? To take one away, take 2 away, how many days did you protest in the morning when you were supposed to, the days that you were going to take your kids to school, that time period, and you use that time period, which I
Not
thought was
enough.
fucking brilliant. How many times did you do that?
Not enough. I should have put out a tent out there so it would have been like 24/7. Definitely not enough, obviously, since they didn't even bring the kids back. These people are just sickos. But I did it an amount of times. That entire River Street in Hackensack, I had every truck, every car, either saying something, slowing down, seeing, making sure. More fraud warrior people showed up. We had even a lunch outside while we were protesting, making sure everybody knew what was going on. I did it a lot of times. I know it was the September week, the first week of September, I went out heavy because it was personal. See, I love to go hunting. That's dove hunting season. And she didn't allow me to have my son on that day. And that's really personal. So that week I went off even more. I just wanted to go out on the field and have some time, fun with my son, like I'm his father. You know what I mean? This is what we do. I got the other ones. Why can't he come too? I was willing to fly out to California to do so. And they didn't give me my son. That was
But
personal.
listen,
You know what I mean?
we need to make this educational for everybody, and this is a major education point. Everyone needs to understand, right? When you're talking about a business model built on human agony, fueled by human agony, right? The business model is very, very simple in family court. It's give the child to the wrong parent.
Oh,
Give the
100%.
child, the parent that's saying, let's do equal time, let's do the best thing for the kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely not. There's no money to be made there. There's no money to be made there. You must, in order to make this business model work, you must give the child to the parent that is not interested in the child's best interest.
That's
Why?
abnormal.
Because now you've given a drug to someone who is prone to be a drug addict in this situation. This power thing. One of the most powerful things in my own personal case was when, like you, I kept doing personal videos of time periods that I felt I was robbed from. And I did a video to my daughter, where it was like a daddy-daughter thing. I was trying to teach her about like how to deal with the mean girl syndrome or the frenemy, or there was a number of ones that I did, and it got around, not not immediately or anything, because like your dad and your parents' divorce is the last thing that shows up on a child's feed on TikTok, right? It's the least interesting thing in the world for the people that are worrying about doing this. But it got out in the stratosphere enough to where my daughter's friends, got in touch with her and just, conveyed just how much I love her. This is a girl that I babysitted for, and we built forts on Saturday nights. Many, 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 many Saturday nights, and it got back, and my daughter, she cornered my ex, and I give my ex a lot of credit right now because she's owned it. She's going to start doing pieces for the Warrior Project pretty soon, which I think is going to be paramount, because to sit there and say, all right, here's two people that can battle at each other in the worst possible way, and then finally realize who the real enemy is here in the system, and then come together for the best interest of the kids, which is what we've done. And we've just said, you know what, the past doesn't exist. If we live there, we're never going to give our kids a normal life. Right. My daughter's a junior. My son's a freshman, going to be a sophomore. And we committed to just, doing whatever we can to give them a loving environment and a chance at seeing what a loving family, can function at, can be at. She came and she said that Dave, she goes, I would have never heard this from you. And you sit there and say, why can't people like finally get it? Why can't they just get that this family court system is fucked up for everybody? It's taking money from both sides. Like, how many people do you have to talk to realize there's no winners? I mean, everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. Yet why do we exist there? She said something really powerful. She said, Dave, I was never going to hear this from you, the divorcing spouse on the other side. But when I saw this movement emerge, and I saw all these women that reminded me of me, that could have been me, it got through. It got through the bubble. And it's one of these things that we want to make sure that we're always putting out there, is these educational like opportunities, right? To understand this is how all this stuff goes. They're taking money on both sides. They do not care. There is no winner ever in these things. Okay. They entice the abusive parent in the beginning. Phase one is give them the drug, give them the power. They're running back to court left, right, and center. They're ringing the register all the time. And then the protective parent is there spending, beg, stealing, and borrowing to do anything to protect, the kids, right? There's an incredible business model in that. And the one thing that try to get to you at early on because you were really fixated on this Bergen County, and this Judge Gallina-Mecca is one of our top 41 judges on a wall of shame. The laundry list of her victims goes far and wide. Since she resigned from your case, how long ago, Kevork? Can you hear me, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Go,
It came in and it went in and out. It went
yeah.
in and out.
Can you get
Can
to
you hear me?
a good Wi-Fi area? Get to a good Wi-Fi, everybody. Gallina-Mecca, when did she resign from your case? When did she resign from your case?
She was never on my case. She was only the one who got paid off.
At the top.
She was never on my case.
Yeah, she was the one that was just in charge of the entire family court system.
Yeah, she's the presiding judge. You know, they went, since my own attorney turned his back on me as well. And together, from my own attorney to them, you got the Giblins and you got the Meccas, and boom, gone. And the only way we know was her because of the law clerk. Otherwise, there's how many other judges? I wouldn't even know. We would have thought it was Julie Kim the whole time, but it made no sense because Julie Kim pulled out the kids twice from school to make sure they're here. And the last time, she didn't tell me they had to go back. It was just all corruption happened. They ruined my Easter. The same judge who united the family
let me back up for everybody
tried to
because
ruin my Easter.
let me back up for everyone, Kev, just for a second, because there's a lot of kind of first time listeners here.
Sure.
And when we get so steeped in our case,
Okay.
it's difficult. We miss the forest for the trees a lot of times. I just want to explain to everybody the big thing here is that Kevork had a normal, what you would think, divorce situation happening in Bergen County, New Jersey. Was absolutely expecting or got a result that there was going to be some sort of an equitable, breakup of the family and the estate and the kids in custody. And in the very last minute, the business model prevailed, and the clerk overheard it. And the clerk by the name of Farouk, and I don't give a shit if he sues me. Come find me around the world, motherfucker. Okay. You need to be a man and step up. All right. You did half the job. You quit. Okay. You don't have a bigger X mark on your back for a hit than me. Okay. I took that off your back. All right, the Warrior Project has now proven that the Bar Association is the largest regulatory fraud of all times. This is happening all over the place. Just because you're a clerk that spoke out, all right, they're not going to there's an incredible amount of risk and money involved in murdering somebody, right? So, like, I'm sorry, you're just not that important. Okay. What was important was the fact that you did the right thing. You went in there and you went to Kevork's store and you told him what you heard. And what was the discussion?
Yep.
What did he tell you?
3 days after they read that thing, you were just like, it wasn't Julie Kim. I swear to you, it's not Julie Kim. It's someone named Jane Gallina-Mecca. They were fighting in the back room. I even stepped in and said, Judge Jimmy Gaida ordered for the kids to be returned too. He told me to shut up. Who's the boss over here? It was just a power move. She was power tripping. And then obviously whoever reads that judgment of divorce will absolutely know no real judge wrote that judgment of divorce. That shit, when you first walk into the municipal courthouse or whatever it is, Superior Court, it says justice, integrity, blah, blah, blah. That's false advertisement. It's supposed to say bullshit, fraud, and
Right.
who's paying more. You know what I mean?
But the bigger story was, the whole thing was, there was already a judgment made, right? And it was changed at the very last minute. It was changed at the very last minute to be the complete opposite, right? That made no sense whatsoever. It was purely a payoff situation. Is it not correct?
No. That's exactly what happened. We got
Right.
transcripts missing. The most important transcripts went missing.
Oh,
Like
oh,
to
hold
the
on,
day
hold on.
that,
So
can you hear me?
transcripts went missing in this. How many times
Correct.
see
Yup.
we are a week away from announcing everybody our new AI system here that is going to count certain things. You know, it's really cool to call it an AI stack and all that, but it could be like a 1940s calculator because all it's going to do is count how many times in these cases transcripts have been lost or misplaced or unavailable, or in
The
my
most
case, the
important one out of every other
FOIA
one,
request
the one that had
did
the
not.
intensive settlement conference plus my motion.
The thing I fight with Kevork about, and not fight, and I just say fight in a sense of intellectually battle, is to try to get him to understand that this fraud is it doesn't matter the details, right? The details don't matter because it's not a court of law, right? Like what the thing that they trick us all into believing and what we spend years on, and we bite off the ears of our friends and family and neighbors and and everything, and then they did this and they did that, and you're trying to legitimize something that's purposely illegitimate, right?
Yeah.
It's like you walked into court, they said, okay, he's losing, how do we make him lose, right? But you're sitting there and arguing the merits on how you lost, where at the end of the day, they would have said, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, you're guilty. And because no one's freaking showing up. All right. No one's showing up. And we spend so much time. I went through 7 attorneys, man. 7 attorneys I went through, trying to figure out the no, nobody. This is such a difficult thing to peel enough of the layers back to see what it really, really, really is. And I'm glad that we have this campaign going on, kicking off with you, and some of your fine work, your emotion that you showed about how much you miss your kids, man. I respect it so much. I respect that you put it out, on permanent public record, and let the world know that this is not a mom versus dad's thing. This is not a bias thing. This is not a partisan thing whatsoever. This is 100% about the green dollar and this nuclear combination of what if you give godlike power to a human being and have it unregulated in the least. What kind of shit grows from that cesspool of a recipe?
Sewer.
That cesspool of a recipe. What kind of people does that attract? We did specials on that woman we called the Black Widow, the lawyer up in Ulster County that kept fucking her clients. Stuff. And we always say, like, they hide in absurdity because these stories are so crazy. You tell somebody on the street, they're like, no, in America, that can't be.
Yeah.
I've been over here in Europe for 2 months now. And let me tell you something. Every European that I talk to, I've been stopped 15 times at dinner to be thanked for the work that we're doing. They know they have a closer connection to real hard times and living in, real tyrannies, having real no freedoms, kind of a thing. So they, all the generations are connected in a way that I don't think Americans really, really are, because, we've had it good for a long, long time. We've had it good for a long, long time. And they're really kind of taking advantage of this. And the one thing they did not expect is that this technological innovation called social media would give us the ability to connect all these victims and now connect these bar association complaints. And now our biggest new initiative showing the actual torture. And torture, when I speak about that, this is in relation to the United Nations Convention Against Torture, 1985, signed off by over 100 countries around the world. The United States is part of it because if you have domestic laws that outlaw torture, you're automatically connected to this treaty. There was supposed to be an NGO established in every single country. Many countries did establish this. The United States did not because they said, oh, this torture stuff, this happens in your shithole countries. That doesn't happen here, right? That doesn't happen. This is the United States of America, right? And then people don't understand that that is really, baby, I got it. That's the fertile ground where things change, right? Like when things are great forever, then no one's looking, right? And that's how they change. Humans think in reverse. Oh, things have been this way for the last 5 years. Oh, so they're that way. But reality is that, when you're the most paranoid about, government tyranny and whatnot, you're on your fucking game, you're on the ball and you're making sure it's not happening. When you're least concerned with it is when it's happening. And people like, I mean, I'm in Europe here because I'm under attack. They have created a criminal record for me to cut off the head of this organization, to shut up this free speech that we're doing. I purposely stepped up into this role. I didn't want to be in this role, but I did it because I said, how many guys are going to be exactly in your situation, Dave? How many are going to already have been, investigated by the SEC 6 back-to-back times and found innocent? How many people have worked in one of the most regulated industries in the world, right, to know the difference and be actually called in as an expert in financial fraud, right? How many people, quite frankly, I mean, this, Kevork, are left with a penny to a pot to piss in, I don't care how much money you have. They take it all. They take it all.
Yeah, and not only that, it comes with a depression. You don't even want to work.
Right.
You sit there and you think like, how the hell did this happen to me? Isn't this freaking United States of America? When I got the phone call in February, this happened anywhere between the January 25th final trial date to like the March 15th. When I got the call in February and March from Farouk warning me, I was just like, there's no way this is the US. That's impossible. And we have the kids anyways. They're in New Jersey. So how are they going to take the kids back? How? And then boom, next thing you know, kids got to go back on Easter Sunday. The payoff was so good. They know I celebrate Easter. They know I love the holiday Easter. You know what I mean? We're Armenian. We're the first Christianity.
That's what I was trying to get to before. I lost my train of thought. They use holidays always, and we're gonna count up. We're gonna count up how many people have had their acts against them around special holidays, birthdays, Christmas, special occasions, holidays.
Oh,
why would that be?
I'll tell you about the Christmas. Let me tell you how it goes. So they tried ruining my Easter, and I'm like, hell no, I got 4 kids. We have Easter plans already. My girl goes above and beyond with the Easter egg hunts. Big family. I'm a 1 out of 4, you know what I mean? It's nieces, nephews, and so on and so forth. The order comes in saying you gotta take the kid. Yeah, we're the first Christianity, so like we take Easter very serious. So then Easter Sunday, you have to take a flight back. They're telling me this on March 30th. I'm like, what? Tomorrow's Easter. We have so many plans. I'm not gonna ruin my Easter, take a flight. I still got 2 other kids here too, and the whole family. You want me to spend my whole day flying back, trying to ruin my Easter? First of all, the kids were never set to go back to begin with. And if you think you're the judge and you said they gotta fly back on Easter, I sat there and said, yes, Your Honor, sure, I'll ruin my Easter for you. Hell no. I would have protected myself. So what they did was, there was never go back. They went and tampered with the transcripts. Went and said that the judge said that day I have to return the kids on Easter Sunday, which made no sense. Why the hell would she remove them
Oh,
off school this whole
I
time?
got to interrupt you for a second. I want to add just hard numbers to everything. All right. If your divorce ended when you thought it was going to end, right? When you thought like, oh, it's done. How much have you spent in legal fees since that date?
I don't know. I thought it was over on February 22nd, 2022, when Honorable Judge James Jimmy Gaida ordered for my children to be returned back to New Jersey by March 23rd,
Right. Yes,
2022.
yes, that date.
So
So
I
if
thought it
you
was
yes,
over. Up until that date, it wasn't much. I want to say it was like $15,000-$20,000 procedure because it was going back and forth for 13 months. We might have seen the judge maybe 4 or 5
since
times. It was a great judge.
2022, you've only spent 15 grand.
No, I'm just talking about from 2021 till 2022 when I thought it was going to be over when the
Right,
judge
right, right.
ordered for the
I'm
kids to be
talking
returned.
about from the point
The whole thing?
from the
Oh
point when the
man,
scam became obvious, right? How much more did you spend from 2022 to this date,
from the
approximately?
after this, I figured out about the scap in 2024. The whole thing cost me about $225,000 so far. However, I spent when it was with the appeals cost me about 35,000 with the appellate division. It was just like a clown show. They put on a great show. They were great judges. I ain't gonna lie. They were on point. Their like the show they put on was great, but their service was like a T-Mobile prepaid plan that also offered express delivery. So that's the part that I didn't like. You know what I mean?
Hold
They
on, hold on.
deserve like
I have to add some context to everything that is being said here, and this is just absolutely hilarious. I wondered when I'd have the opportunity to actually bring this up. In Cindy, Cindy, my fiance Cindy's case in Kentucky, she filed for an appeal. Do you know in Kentucky, 2 of the 3 judges were in the wedding of her ex-husband? One walked the bride
I
down. The other one was the officiant. One was related to them. And you want to know what Cindy's own people told her? Well, in and of itself, that's not a reason to recuse. Like, are you out of your
yeah,
freaking mind? Are you
yeah,
out of your
yeah,
freaking mind? Like, I
yeah.
think they get off on this stuff, right? It's like a level. It's like, how far can I go? Like, how far can
Honestly,
I go?
I didn't think that it would take me more than 3 to 6 months to get her impeached. I'm a community activist, bro. Like you could look me up on Google. All it says is positive stuff about me. It's just I was the Easter bunny for the Easter show in down Atlantic City. Like I dress
Hold
up
on,
as
I'm
the
gonna
bunny
I'm gonna
to
bring I'm gonna
entertain
bring
kids.
Amy Duncan on for 1 second. Amy Duncan,
Go.
when I first hired you, how long did I tell you that this job is going to be for? You're muted, baby. Are you alive? All right.
She's there.
I'll put it right. I told Amy Duncan when I hired her, I was like, this is gonna be like a 3-4 month thing. 2 years ago.
Hell no.
2 years ago. Over 2 years ago.
Yeah, me too, bro. I was just like, I don't understand it. I really thought like, hey, this guy is always. I'm all about the community. Like you see me everywhere. Children's Hospital, the toys we used to get. I have an account with Nerf, so they would give me a deal. I would like go have book bag drives, load up the book bags in New Jersey and Tampa, Florida. Like you see my face all over the place. We're all about having fun. And then all of a
I
sudden,
was
family.
about to go pick up my kid from work, so I ran back. But yes,
I don't understand it.
All right. So answer the question, Amy. How long was it? Like when I first hired you, how long was this gig supposed to be for? Remember 3 months?
Yeah, that's what I thought. 3 to 6 months. Like we have
Amy,
a
are you
big
still
community.
there?
I,
All right, we're getting
I
off.
Are you kidding me? Like people know me by my name in the tri-state area. Like Cav, everywhere I go, people speak like what is the next event? What are we doing next? Like, it's just I
Yeah, for for anyone who wants to think who's like
languages.
who's for
The
anyone who's
community
new
is
in
even
this
bigger. You know what I mean?
yeah, for anyone that's new in this
Are
system
you
who's
able to
saying,
hear me, Dave?
"Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?"
You there?
Okay. Someone please tell me whether or not my mic is actually working. I think mine is. Um, eh, for the people that are new in
I,
this system that are saying, no, 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 you don't understand what kind of evidence I
Can you hear me?
have, what kind of case I have. We do hear you, Kevork,
Check one,
but
two.
I don't think you hear us.
Hmm.
Um, and, I'm going to take you off screen until you figure it out for a sec. Okay. So Kevork, this is an educational piece right here. For the people that think, oh my God, you don't understand the evidence that I have, or you don't understand the in that I have. All right. Kevork's family grew up with and were best friends with judges in the town. I mean, in that county. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, on first name basis, I mean, Kevork was an 8-year-old boy running around on the front yard of one of the most important judges in Bergen County. So connections out the
Yeah.
wazoo, right? Successful family. All
Yeah.
right. So these people think they're getting beat up because they're poor in the situation. No, that's not it either. And also phenomenal reputation. I mean, Mr. Guy who is handing out like turkeys on Thanksgiving to the community that he
Book
serves. Right?
bags.
Every
On
right?
Valentine's, I would give the cops in this town all pencils with bears on top to give all to the kids at the crossing guards. Like, make it special. You know what I mean? Eva's Village. I don't know, the women's shelter, you name it. We're all over the place. Like all that, this whole thing took all that away from me. You know that, right? Because I'm at
Yeah,
this point, it's like, why would I even do this if this is how I was treated back? So the fact that they did all this, they didn't just hurt me, they also hurt the community that I was having so much fun with.
yeah, yeah. And nobody can figure that. I said that in my
Yeah.
very first piece that went viral. That actually started the Warrior Project. I said the negative feedback loop off of this is unmeasurable of the negativity. Right? I mean, we've asked hard numbers in our from our 150 polling questions that we ask everybody to answer. Um, level of productivity, level of income, percentage drop. The percentage of drop, the amount of productivity drop for everybody that goes through this system is astronomical. But the negative feedback loop of everything else. One of the other questions is connected there is how many people have suffered a broken bond with a formerly really, really close family member or family members? What's the negative feedback loop there? You know, immeasurable things because one connects to the next, connects to the next, connects to the next. And the thing I wanted to really highlight here, Kevork, with your call here today is I think you did the best job of, from a father's perspective, explaining and showing a real face to the torture of this. So if you had to think back to, you know, when you felt most tortured by the system, when you felt like you just couldn't get out of bed, you couldn't move, all you could do was cry. Like, do you remember a moment or moments in time
I
that
do a lot of moments. And even
you
if I
could
try not to remember, my kids remind me, Dad, where's my sister? Dad, when are we gonna see my brother? Is he hiding under the blanket? Like when they first leave, the other two are very like they don't understand it, so they think they're hiding behind the bed, under the blankets. They're looking for him. They think they're playing hide and seek. They's gotta go, and to watch that happen, bro, I sit there and bowl out, and then they ask, "Oh, days left. We'll see them again in 100 days for about a week." These fucking unjustified people. After not seeing my children from August, right? And when I get them for Christmas, they changed it saying that I'm only allowed to have them from January 21st. I mean, from December 21st till December 26th. I'm like, so when the hell do they play with their Christmas toys? What judge in the right mind would do such thing that is that evil and torturous? It's like 6 hours flight there, 6 hours flight back. I haven't seen them for over 100 days. You're letting me have them for 3 full days? What am I doing? Borrowing some kids? You sicko? And then what am I supposed to say? Forget me. What am I supposed to tell their siblings? The torture doesn't just end with the father or the mother. The torture also comes when there are other kids involved in the family. You got cousins, you know what I mean?
Your mom, your dad.
They were all there. I mean, everybody was at the
People
court.
don't talk about the moms and dads enough. Like grandmas and grandpas.
Oh,
Like
they don't even consider
they
mine.
live
Somehow, yeah.
they live for their grandkids. They live for their
So
grandkids. And
as to
that's why
Bergen County Family Court Courthouse, they don't give a shit about the other side at all as long as that one side is paying. It's a straight up flat damn fraud taking place. And I'm
okay.
not talking.
All I know though is I walked into that Bergen County courthouse and you were like the freaking mayor there. Like, I mean,
Oh, I love those
I don't know.
cops. Are you
I got
kidding
the
me?
energy like where I could walk into like a Dunkin' Donuts, and if I'm having like an argument with my wife on the phone, like I bring such energy in, like the security guard wants to like tackle me to the floor and arrest me. You walk
Mhm.
into like Rikers Island and like start
They're
pointing
all
out
my
like, hey, they're
boys.
selling children in that room over there, and everybody loves you. Right, every single one of
Damn
the
right.
court officers.
Everybody.
This guy is that likable, because he tells the truth, but he doesn't do it in a way that I
My
guess makes people feel like everybody's on his side, is just on his side.
It
Always
just
Kevork.
is they see the realness, you know what I mean? They see what exactly took place. There's no reason for me to lie or make some shit up like that. And those, honestly, I love those officers myself. I know a lot of them personally, whether we would play soccer
They
together,
see that
football
shit
play.
every day and they hate it. They hate it. But what are they supposed to do? What are they supposed to do? Like
They say, yeah,
if
bro,
they
they
step
tell me,
forward
you
to
know what?
their
You know what
supervisor,
some of them
if they step
told
forward to
me?
the supervisor, what's that going to do?
You know, bro, they've come to the store and told me we were waiting for a guy like you with some big balls to step up. I'm talking about correction officers. I'm talking about officers like from all around the state, dude. People were pulling up saying, we got your back all the time." Like, I've never been also in trouble in my life. Like when you see me, like police officers are just like somebody I respect a lot. You know what I mean? They haven't done nothing wrong to me, and I respect them to the fullest. So
No,
I've always had fun with them.
it's a very simple math. In the population of human beings, there is 4 to 6% narcissist criminals. If you provide a town without a police force, without any regulation, without any laws, without any law enforcement, that 4 to 6% is going to grow, number one, and it's also going to wreak havoc on the entire society. And that's exactly what's just going on in the family courts. That's exactly it. And it feeds a lot of hands. And the thing is, now that we've got the world's, taking a look at this, and the international courts taking a look at this, and a legal system that does not allow for immunity or statute of limitations, and is going to be looking at things through the lens of what constitutes human torture. Okay. The safety net that these culprits have been operating under for eons and getting lazier and lazier and lazier and lazier protecting. That world is shaking at its very, very core right now, at its very core. And what we need, and what I was hoping to try to inspire from the fathers out there, is that I mean, I think about 75-80% of our member base is women, is mothers, which is great and also hilarious when I think about who I am and like that I would be a leader of a women's organization, basically, a women's rights organization, but it's not. It's a human rights organization, and the bottom line is that this is now being looked at through the lens of real law, of real law regarding the entire population of the world, because they get, when America takes a big fat shit, all right, the rest of the world smells it. Okay, they have to deal with it, and they understand that. All right, and that's why we have this community around the world that is now tuning in, because they want to see, what's the precursor of what's coming next, to their, to their shores. And let me tell you something, people. When you have an industry that has been developed in supposedly the shining star of what a country is supposed to be, the United States of America, when you have an industry for selling children, when you have the designer child trafficking, that's what it is, designer child trafficking. Put the kids in an area where they are removed from the bond that God gave them, right? You spark a business model of a feeding frenzy of spending to fix this problem. And when you have the most corrupt organization on the planet, the Bar Association, taking taxpayer dollars to perform regulatory functions, and they have 4 to 6 phases confirmed 51 times in all 51 jurisdictions to phase out and invalidate these complaints. That's just hard proof. That's mass obstruction of justice. That is not a regulator. That is mass obstruction of justice. And what is the result of that? The result of that is what you guys are going to see. You're going to see we've launched this campaign. We're asking everyone, and I want to see yours, Kevork, too. I want you, when the moment is hitting you right, I want you to turn your phone around. Okay, it could be in your car. You'll know when it is. All right, when you're thinking.
Oh, I know where it is.
When you're thinking enough about describing when you felt most tortured from this system.
The day when I have to
Okay.
go to, think about this. Every time that I'm in Newark Airport taking his kids back, mind you, the other ones see the separation. They start hysterically crying. I should share that video with you guys too. Imagine like 4 kids hysterically crying, one for another, knowing they ain't gonna see each other. And then all of a sudden I break down in tears and you gotta go through TSA. You got 3 people crying. TSA holds me. Who is this? Is this your dad? Why are you guys crying? Now you gotta tell them the damn story. It's to a point where all the TSA agents know the whole entire thing now too. So when they see me, they're like, "Did you get the kids? Did you get the kids?" It's just unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Once they leave, I know I'm gonna break down. We got a lot of more protests coming up. At the same time, I don't know. I'm in the stage where I'm like, I think I want to get away from the area that I was grew and raised and been part of the community and served for 25 plus years with dignity, and you bought a
Well,
pair of shoes.
here's a great interlude. This is what I want to tell you, and this is what I want to end on, because it's very, very late over here. Is that here's a great example. Like, I fucking love you, man. Okay,
I
I
love
love
you.
what you stand for. I love what kind of man you are. I love you as a human. I love you as a friend. I don't know you forever, but I just love everything about you. We have the same enemy. We're on the same thing. But you know what? The nature of this abuse has taken us in 2 different paths. You went the path of doing a million of these, protests, and trying to win through going through the system. And I've had my thing trying to tell everybody it's not a system. You got to go to a different system type of thing. And look, you can't get 2 guys that like each other more, I think, than me and you. And still, we haven't worked together, enough on this project. What I want to say now, I want to ask of you, all right, and ask of everybody is, no one is telling you to stop doing what you're doing, what you believe in, but please get behind this project. We are very, very, very close to breaking this open. Okay. It has taken 3 years of my life to build up, this project, the way that it is, explain the technology, have the technology there, provide the evidence, explain the evidence, have the campaigns to be able to show how widespread it is. We are in the 8th inning here, and we need at this point right now to just have everybody just please, if we ask you to do one little thing, like show us your torture, pay attention to the page. Okay. The culprits need to see our size, and they need to see us not in 8,000 different directions. Okay. Here's the science. When somebody takes your children from you, all right, the yin to that yang is you have to make everybody know that you are an important person, right? You want to feel like a man, Kevork, right? You want to show, this is on me. This is the last environment that you could be, let's say, prone to teamwork, right? Like teamwork. Like I know this really well, but this guy knows this really well, so we're gonna team together. No, the mental derangement of it that comes from it is no. I got to show the world that I am important. I am a force to be reckoned with. I'm gonna go get my kids back. And from a strategy standpoint, it's just not that smart. It's just not that
both
smart.
of you.
So I just want to ask, and I just want to say to everybody, thank you very much for checking in. We're going to keep it short here. We're at an hour and 15. We do not want these things to go on and on, so people see 3 hours and oh, screw that. Okay, we want them to see these things. We're going to have multiple ones. All right, we're going to have another one with you after you do your 3 to 5 minute. I want to see you to really think about what makes you cry. Okay, well, I've seen you cry. All right, and the world needs to see you cry, Kevork.
We need everybody to hear the audio from the court date from 7/17.
Yeah, the international courts will be hearing that, Kevork. That's all you need to know about. Okay, you keep trying to legitimize an illegitimate thing. You're brainwashed. Okay, you're banging your head against a wall. All right, they're able to get away with anything in the U.S. courts because they know no matter what, the FBI is not showing up. All right, that's the system that's set up. All right, now that we're going through a different system altogether, now the collection of evidence is really going to matter. And what we need to show now is we need to show how this has been actual torture on you. So can we get your support, brother?
Yes, sir. I'm on it.
Absolutely. I know you are. You're the man. Everybody, thank you very much for checking in. We are going to keep these up as many nights in a row as we can under this blitzkrieg sprint mission that we have here with regards to them trying to continue to paper my criminal arrest record with, I don't know, whatever they pull out of their ass that, this week or that week. We're going to continue to put the pressure on the world and show them the evidence. And right now, this campaign of asking everyone to turn their phone around and show the world, register your torture for history. All right. This is the largest regulatory fraud. This is the largest human rights violation in our generation. All right. And we need people to be a part of history. We need people to participate here. All right. Get it registered, get it put on the court of the permanent public record and get it out to the court of public opinion. I have number one, felt that once you've done this, you don't feel the need to have it harboring inside you, eating you up anymore. You've set the record straight. Turn your phone around, give us 3 to 5 minutes, and set the record straight with the truth. And I'm telling you, we'll change the world. Love everybody.
Let's do
Thank
it.
you. Take care.
All right. Good night. Thanks.